As today's the Barefoot Test. This is supposed to fix your running gait so that you can run for years to come without injury. And so, if it's too cold for you to go out there barefoot, then and see if you can grab a pair of maybe minimalist shoes and with very little cushion, with no raised heel that you can go out there and run with. Because humans have been running for thousands of years with nothing on their feet. And in fact, it wasn't until quite recently where we started to actually mess with the mechanics of the running shoe. And shoe companies like Nike, Adidas thought it was a good idea to actually start to raise the heel, right? A lot of the heels you see in running shoes today are 2 centimeters, even more. And what happens when you raise a heel up? It does a couple of things. First of all, it makes it comfortable for you. So that when you're out there running, if you are jamming the heel into the ground, that it doesn't feel bad, right? And so we kind of get tricked by this comfort thing. But think about it before we started to mess with the heel. It was actually painful to go out there and jam your heel into the ground and run with poor running mechanics. So people were running more on the forefoot here of the foot. And they were doing that just naturally because to not run that way would be uncomfortable. But we are a society that seeks comfort in many, many ways. And even with our walking gait, right? We just swing the leg forward, we hit the heel, and we're constantly, the knee joints locked, and we're just hitting the heel strike, and we're trying to use the least amount of effort as possible. But those are also poor mechanics. So here's what I use as a running shoe, right? It's got no raised heel, very, very little cushion. And what this is going to do for me is a couple of things. It's got no arch support as well. So imagine the heel being raised. Well, we're going to naturally lean forward, but we're not going to fall forward. So we're going to arch the back and we're going to crunch at the low back. And what's going to happen here is that you can imagine yourself crunching the low back. Okay, maybe not a big deal. But now you go out there and you run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon and beyond. And now you've done that for miles and tens of thousands of strides. You're constantly pounding on those problem areas. And so now you multiply that by years. No wonder why most people stop running because of a run-related injury. It's not necessarily the running that's the problem. Sometimes it's just the shoes you wear. As Dr. Lieberman of Harvard University tells us that the shoes we wear are the most destructive force to the human body. And he goes on to tell us that if everybody took the shoes we wore, we threw them in the garbage, then there'd be less injuries related to running. Therefore, more people will be out there running, and because more people are out there running, less people will be dying of coronary heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, and all of the ailments of the Western world. So this is super, super important as we get into today to go out there barefoot and focus on, landing in the forefoot and less in the heel strike. So all that we're going to do today is I'm going to use some shoes. It just gives me an object to kind of step over as I am striding. I'm going to space these out about 2 to 3 feet apart, the shoes, and I'm just going to run nicely over them. And what this is going to do is it's going to get me to kind of bring the heels towards the glue. It's going to get me in a good stride versus a bad stride. And so go out there, see if you can go back and forth maybe 20 times over these shoes. And then when you're done there, okay, you could throw on a pair of shoes if you want, and go for a run, but try to keep that same cadence, try to keep that same rhythm, that same stride, and just go out there and focus on that same stride that you developed while running over the object or the shoes that you put out there in the lawn. And let me know if you have any questions or anything came up, or if this was something that you found super beneficial. And we'll see you next time. Hey guys, quick tip as you're setting up this drill. The more comfortable you get with the stride, the further you'll want to space out the shoes. So anyways, go ahead, have fun with this. Do this 20 rounds of this, and then go out for a run and see if you can maintain a similar stride when you get out there on the road. Anyways, have a safe run, and we'll see you soon. The new Zero shoes are finally in. One Born to Run trail shoe and one sandal. So these shoes are freaking awesome. They are by far my favorite Zero shoes yet. They're the Born to Run trail shoes. And as you can see, I have no short supply of Zero shoes. In fact, I'm still wearing these and they have holes in the bottom. So that's how much I love these shoes.